Good day, everyone. We will discuss to you the chapter 10, which is all about the global cities. First and foremost, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Juveline M. Cepeda. I am taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Sciences at the University of Antique, in line with the subject JEC 3, the Contemporary World, which is under Professor Abimaila Moscoso, College of Teacher Education.
I am KB Tabiano, taking Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Social Science at University of Antique, in line with the subject JEC 3, the Contemporary World.
And we will have a lovely time this day as we tour the different cities all over the world as we discuss today's lesson on the global city. So why is this important topic on our contemporary world course? First, let me work up your imagination for a while and ask you, if money is not a problem at all, which city would you go to right now? Which city would you be in right now? Would you go to New York City and see the Statue of Liberty? Or would you go to Paris and take a lot of selfies with Eiffel Tower as your background? Or would you want to go see Prince Harry and Prince William in London? Or would you be out and about in the busiest streets of Tokyo, Japan and do some shopping? All of those I mentioned are all global cities. The world is seeing huge developments in mass urbanization in unprecedented and historic scale and speed. The globalization of economic activity entails a new type of organizational structure such as global city. A global city is also called a power city, which is the primary node in the global economic network.
Nowadays, globalization occurs in places where mass people work and live in cities. However, for a city to achieve the title of being global, it must have values and ideas that will have an impact in the rest of the world.
So, what then is a global city? Sociologist Saskia Sassen identified four ways. First, a global city is a key locations for finance and specialized service firms, which have replaced manufacturing as the leading economic services. She also said that global city is a site of production and of innovations in leading industries. Global cities are also highly concentrated command points in the organization of the world economy. And lastly, global cities are markets for the products and innovations produced. She, by the way, was the one who coined the term global city, and she wrote this book, The Global City, New York, London, and Tokyo. Globalization is spatial. Globalization is spatial because it occurs in physical spaces, and because what makes it move is the fact that it is based in places. That's why huge businesses, for example, always consider space when open up a business. Whenever you open up a business venture, it's always about the location, location, location. The space and location where you put a business can make or break your business. Therefore, globalization is spatial. What is a world city? A world city is referred to a type of city which we have seen over the centuries in earlier periods in Asia and in European colonial centers. In this regard, it can be said that the most of today's major global cities are also world cities, but that there may well be some global cities today that are not world cities in the full, rich sense of that term. Global city is a city generally considered to be an important node in the global economic systems. It is a significant production point of specialized financial and producer services that make the globalized economy run. Global cities are residents to knowledge workers, a highly mobile, career-minded middle class. Knowledge workers are those high-level employees who apply theoretical and analytical knowledge acquired through formal education to develop new products or services. This is according to Peter Drucker. The burgeoning presence of the knowledge workers lead to gentrification. Gentrification is a general term for the arrival of wealthier people in an existing urban district, a related increase in rents and property values, and changes in the district's character and culture. This refers also to the displacement of poor communities by rich outsiders, social class polarization, and residential segregation of the affluent from the poor. According to Sassen, global cities are characterized by occupational and income polarization, with a highly paid professional class on the one end, providers of low-paid services on the other. Instead of being egg-shaped, with those in the middle being a majority, the labor market of global cities is increasingly hourglass-shaped, with a hollow middles. What then are the indicators of globality? Global cities are centers for economic power. They are also center for economic opportunities and economic competitiveness. They are also centers for authority. They are also centers for political influence. And they are also centers for higher learning and culture. The foremost characteristic of a global city is its economic power. Sassen remains correct in saying that economic power largely determines which cities are global. New York City may have the largest stock market in the world, but Tokyo houses the most number of headquarters. Shanghai in China may have a smaller stock market compared to New York and Tokyo, but it plays a critical role in the global economic supply chain ever since China became the manufacturing center in the world. Global cities are also centers for economic opportunities, making it more attractive to talents across the world. Global cities drive economies. They are economic powerhouses which has the stock markets, businesses, they had offices, and the likes. And for example, we have Silicon Valley. It is home to many startup and global technology companies such as the Apple, Facebook, and the Google are among the most prominent. Global cities are centers for economic competitiveness. To measure economic competitiveness, the Economic Intelligence Unit or EIU has added other criteria like market size, purchasing power of citizens, size of the middle class, and potential for growth. Global cities are also center of authority. Global cities like Washington, D.C., for example, may not be as wealthy as New York City, but it is the seat of American state power. It also houses major landmarks such as the White House, of course, the Supreme Court, the Capitol Building, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Washington Monument. Global cities are centers for political influence. The cities that house major international organizations may also be considered centers of political influence. The headquarters of the UN, for example, is in New York City, while that of the European Union or the EU is in Brussels in Belgium. The ASEAN, on the other hand, is located in Jakarta, Indonesia. Global cities are centers of high learning and culture. They are cultural capitals of the world. They have the museums, sports centers, the theater, the nightlife, name it, and they all have it. So global cities offer a lot of opportunities. These include rapid economic development as cities becomes hubs of commerce. It does make sense why majority of the world's population are now flocking in the cities to seek for economic opportunities. But global cities are also have their undersides. Challenges include sites of great inequality and poverty. In Metro Manila, for example, it is common to see skyscrapers alongside massive squatters area. Another challenge that global cities pose is that of environmental degradation. Most often, cities are environmentally unsustainable. Cities process large amounts of technology and materials as they scrape the different sort of waste products. So, the world's population have increasingly been centralized in the urban settlements in the next few decades. The world will build more infrastructure like buildings, airports, railways, bridges, telecommunication sites more than ever before in history. This creates new opportunities and challenges. It was also predicted that in 2050, more than 65% of the world population will live in urban areas. So, if you want to live in the huge city, in the global city, which city would you like to settle in?
So here is a list of the most livable and sustainable cities in the world. This is according to EIU data. They rank cities around the world and they come up with top 9 most livable city in the world. And they examine the quality of healthcare, education, infrastructure, stability, and culture when assessing living conditions in each city. So, are you ready to know which cities make it to the top 9? This is again in 2019.
Top 9 is Adelaide, Australia. Adelaide is the capital city of South Australia and the 5th most populous city of Australia. Adelaide is the gateway, the sum of Australia's the best wine is home to Australia's best restaurant, hotel, wine, gin, and beach. On the 8th place is Copenhagen, Denmark. See how pictures and Instagrammable displays is with its short working week, straight streams, good public transports, top work-life balance, and excellent bicycle infrastructure. It doesn't matter so much that the weather is cold and the taxes are sky high. So this is the Copenhagen, Denmark on the 8th place. Tied on the 7th place are Toronto, Canada, and Tokyo, Japan. Toronto, Canada is the economic capital of Canada. It is well balanced, a very safe city where you can be out on about at all time of the day and night. It has diverse culture, good government, and an economy that is described by some as the center of the universe. Again, on the number 7 is Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo's basic capital mixes the ultra-modern and the traditional from neoliths, skyscrapers to historic temples. On the 6th place is Vancouver, Canada. Among the components of livability as seen in the city of Vancouver are protection of the environment, maintenance of diverse economy, delivery of services from residents and businesses, and the like. On the 5th place is Steel City from Canada. We have Calgary, Canada. Calgary has a lot to offer anyone wanting to live in a clean, safe, and affordable city with access to great parks, recreation, and entertainment activities. On the 4th place is a city in Japan. This is the western Japan city of Osaka. It boosted its ranking from the other year when it did not even make it to the top 9. And the report attributed the rise to its improvement in quality and availability of public transportation as well as consistent decline crime rates. On the 3rd place is Sydney, Australia. Sydney is Australia's biggest and best city according to some websites, and it offers the best balance of environment and cultural delights. It has a wonderful climate as well, with some beaches, pools, and bushland. It has become a heart for outdoor type that Sydney, Australia has. And in the second place is still from Australia. The Melbourne, Australia took the second spot following close behind Vienna score. Vienna had taken the top spot from Melbourne last year after 7 consecutive years at number 1. So that's Melbourne, Australia. The top 1 most livable city in the world for 2 consecutive years now is Vienna, Austria. Vienna, Austria has been ranked as the most livable city in the world according to 3 Economist Intelligence Unit. The Austrian capital has almost perfect scores for stability, cultural environment, education and infrastructure, and healthcare. This is the Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna. This Schönbrunn Palace is one of the most attractive tourist spots in Vienna.
You may also wonder how our capital fared in this ranking. Manila is a 103rd in the ranking.
Let me say, the world is such a beautiful place. Don't limit your sight to what you just see around you. Dream big and explore, for there are so many beautiful places around the world. Set your sight in it and work hard for it. For one day, all your dreams are going to come true. They're going to be a reality. So we just dream for it.